North Texans get to witness take the field is the Netherlands, and a few fans are more recognizable than Daniel Oordt, better known as the viral orange Suitman, and he came this morning decked out and ready to go. For years, he's followed the Netherlands national team around the world, helping lead the famous Sea of Orange, and ahead of Sunday's game, he's sitting down with us in the full orange suit. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you. So for those who may not know just yet, how did you become the famous orange Suitman, and what was your tie to the national team?
Well, as most things in life, it happened as a little bit of an accident.
Yeah.
11 years ago, my friends were like, you know, instead of wearing a football jersey to the game, why don't you wear a custom tailored suit? So I did that in Kazakhstan, and 11 years later, it's just blown up into what it is today.
My goodness, what was the moment when you were like, okay, people are actually starting to recognize the suit, recognize me, and know that I'm at all the games?
Yeah, you know, generally during the games, the camera operators will go into the crowd, and during a couple of the qualifiers leading up to tournaments, it started happening. But I would say my big moment was in Qatar at the last World Cup, especially in the game versus the United States. I think a lot of people will still remember that loss for the United States.
Yeah.
I was the one celebrating all those Dutch goals to the point that on Twitter, people had a lot of fun with me, and they didn't want to see the guy in the used car suit anymore.
You know what? Sports can be very brutal, especially on social media, but that has not slowed you down. You've been to every game since 2015. How does that commitment come into play? Because, I mean, you're going around the world to make sure you're there to support.
Yeah, it's something that's very true to my heart. As a little boy growing up in Holland, I remember one of my most traumatic moments in life was our semifinal loss in Euro 2000, 26 years ago. And from that moment on, I told myself as a little boy, when I make good money and I have a good job, I'm going to follow the Dutch national team. I'm an airline pilot, so that helps a lot with the travel.
That works out.
So I'm able to, you know, set my schedule around the games, and, you know, I make sure I'm there all the time.
That's incredible. Okay, well, we're excited to have you here in the U.S. to see all of the games and the matches play out. But when it comes to the Dutch fan experience, I think most people are most excited about this, the tradition of the march with the bus and everybody behind it. It sounds like almost like an intimidation tactic. Tell me more. Take us into the space of when this gets started.
Yeah, so the little bit of history on the bus, it was actually bought by a few members back in 2004, and they just needed it as a way of transportation over to Portugal for the European Championship. And from that led on to these marches where we've had DJs on the back of the bus. Obviously, the Dutch are very well known for our DJs. So we've had the DJs, we have thousands of people behind the bus, and it really became something insanely viral at the last European Championship in Germany, where our semi-final against England, we had 110,000 people behind the bus.
My gosh, I will say, you guys come out deep. I'm even looking right there. I see that double-decker bus. It's already actually out here in Dallas, so I know you're going to be there for sure, right?
I'll be in the front row. That's my position A1 is right there.
He's like, my seat has my name on it. I'm always sitting in that seat. So when tens of thousands of Dutch fans arrive in the city, they tend to turn everything orange. And so you even got to put your face, well, your face was put into a mural actually out here in Dallas. You'll forever be commemorated out here in the city. What's that feeling like?
Yeah, that was very surprising. Yeah. I all of a sudden got a bunch of text messages from friends I have here in Dallas and Dutch media outlets. They're like, do you know your face is on Commerce Street here in Dallas? So I saw the pictures, and yeah, I'd never seen that before. So
insane.
Amazing, isn't that cool? How small the world really is, where one moment can lead to all of this.
Can I just say, you're a part of the team now, 100%. Like, there is no goesies backseats whatsoever. What do you think is the most exciting thing that Americans will experience as far as the Dutch experience, the national team being here in Dallas?
Yeah, well, first of all, Dutch culture, we have a word in Dutch called gezelligheid, which is, it's loosely translated to coziness and togetherness. And you know what? That's the reason why I do all of this all the time. The togetherness, the feeling of, you know, mutually standing for something. And the other cool thing is, you know, the Dutch are the best national team to have never won the World Cup. We've made the World Cup final 3 times, and we've lost 3 times. So there's a lot of generational trauma and heartbreak. And it's almost, I always joke a little bit, you know, when you have that pretty girl you can't get, you keep chasing her and you keep chasing her. For us, that's that World Cup trophy. Yes. And you just want to keep going, even though people tell you, you know, it's maybe never happening.
Let me just say, sometimes the thrill is in the chase, right?
Exactly.
There we go, or at least when it comes to the gal. If people want to keep up with you, where do they go?
Yeah, Instagram is my handle, Orange Suitman. We spell orange with a J in Holland, so O-R-A-N-J-E, Suitman.
There we go.
We'll have a lot of cool events here in Dallas, after parties, pre-parties, so we'd love for you to join and join the party.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. We really appreciate it.